Hi everyone, Lady Amalthea here with day 17 of 31 Days of Tarot 2020, and today's prompt is, which celebrity would you read for and why? Now, the only kind of famous people I'm really interested in are musicians and authors and artists, I suppose would be a good umbrella term. And the two people that the three people for me that sprung to mind were J.R.R. Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, and Stevie Nicks. Now, obviously, I have diverse interests, so I thought J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis would be interesting for the same reason, even though I don't know what their personal views on things like tarot were. They knew, they're dead, so much about things like archetypes and story, and it would just be really interesting to see what their opinion on the experience would be. I mean, those are often the two people I cite in the what 5 people would you have over for dinner thing, because they're two of my absolute favorite authors. The Hobbit is one of my absolute favorite books. It's my go-to comfort book. I mean, my dog is called Gimli, who is a Lord of the Rings character, and really they're very important books to me. And the Chronicles of Narnia, written by C.S. Lewis, are books that I treasure greatly, that meant a lot to me growing up, mean a lot to me now. They're still very comforting books to read, and I find them fascinating, all the allegory and layers of story in them. I've read some of C.S. Lewis's non-fiction writing, I suppose you would call it, of Mere Christianity, and some of his thoughts are absolutely fascinating, and he's someone I'd really love to talk with. So I think doing a tarot reading would be like really interesting with him. Yeah, so that would be fun. And Stevie Nicks, well, Stevie Nicks is just probably one of the coolest living people. She is, if you don't know who Stevie Nicks is, she's one of the singers from Fleetwood Mac and a songwriter, and a very talented songwriter, whose songs are simply magical, and she just has the most fascinating voice. And I was lucky enough to see Fleetwood Mac live here in Perth last year, and she was electric on stage, like absolutely incredible. Yes, her voice has changed, obviously, time does that to everyone, but she had such a presence, and many people call her a witch. I don't believe she has ever identified as a witch publicly, but she is definitely a very witchy kind of figure. There goes Gimli. And I'd love to sit and chat with her and see what she thought about the cards and about all the meanings. And yeah, she's someone I'd love to talk with. So yeah, those are my 3 people, and those are my reasons. And they're just 3 people I'd love to talk with anyway, if I ever had the opportunity. If I had a time machine, honestly, I would use it to go to concerts. That is what I would do. And I'm not just talking concerts in the 20th century. I'm talking like, I'd go see Handel. I'd go see Handel's Messiah being performed for the first time. Like, that is what I would do. And I'd go and see, with a nose plug, of course, go see Shakespeare in its day, and like all these things. So like cultural experiences are what I truly enjoy, and I'd go to art shows, and oh yes, that is absolutely what I would do with a time machine. So those are the kind of people I would like to interact with. Obviously J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis are not an option, and well, I doubt I'll ever be lucky enough to get to meet Stevie Nicks, but if I did, I'd love to sling some cards. So yeah, that's my response for today. Thank you so much to everyone who's been subscribing and commenting and liking and all those fun YouTube things. And I just wanted to share a wonderful bit of news from the devastation here in Australia of all the horrible bushfires in New South Wales, the state I am from originally, not the state I currently live in, where the bushfires have potentially been the worst in the country. There is a secret location which contains a large grove of Wollemi pines. Now, these trees are believed to be millions of years old. They are of what was previously thought to be an extinct plant, and they are ancient. They are incredible. Like, these plants were around when dinosaurs were around, and we believed that these trees had been lost to the bushfires because they weren't I can't remember the special term, but there's a special term that a lot of Australian flora falls under, which is, oh, here he comes back, which is some kind of pyro thing. So they, even though they can, like, they are burnt, they can survive and regenerate, kind of thing. But these Wollemi pines are so ancient that they don't have that capability, so there was a great fear that they were lost. And I read an article today saying that they had managed to save not all of the pines, but only a few had burnt. And it's just the most miraculous thing, because like if these plants were wiped out, there was no chance of regrowing them. Very few people actually know where these trees are. It's a secret location, and most Australians will never get to see these trees, but we do revere them because they are so important and just so beautiful. Just these beautiful ancient trees, and just learning today that they had survived. Sorry, it's made me quite emotional. And it actually rained here today in Perth, and I don't know if it still is at the time of recording, but I had a few reports that it was raining over east, and really hoping it's going where it's needed. Because this ongoing nightmare it's just a terrible situation. So to hear some good news, it's just been just such a relief. Like, to know that there is still good is just, sorry, I'm trying not to cry. This is obviously very important to me. And just when I believed they were lost, I was just devastated, and to hear the news just gladdened my heart so much. And amazingly, it was actually an American friend I found out this news from. So I'm so grateful to Bart for sharing that article. It just absolutely made my day. So yeah, there is still hope even in these dark times. So yeah, I just wanted to share that piece of news. That's all for today. I'm having a rest day. I'm going to sit on the couch. Got to work out how I can watch YouTube videos on the couch. I mean, I can watch them through the TV, but how do I comment? Because I can't comment with the TV on the TV. So yeah, we'll work that out. Thank you so much, everyone. Many blessings, and we'll see you tomorrow.